Hello everyone, good morning. This is a trade idea that was posted in the community yesterday. Uh, I could not take the trade. There are multiple reasons why I could not take the trade, but let me just walk you through why I was interested in the trade initially. Uh, when I shared this, the prices were around hereabouts. So you can see the drawing that I did. This is what I wanted to see, more or less, somewhat something like that. But and first of all, let me walk you through why I was interested in the trade. In all of this mess of sell, 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 right? The seller sold pretty hard, went all the way down to there. The buyer started coming back up, came all the way back up to here, held, tried to go lower, could not go lower. Discussed this with one of my students that is going to continue to buy now. Um, Again, no entries here because if you take a look at the timestamp down there, it's 7 a.m. in the morning where the entry was. And at this time, honestly, I'm not interested in trading because I generally trade London and New York. This is during Asia. I wasn't even in front of the charts. So what happened day before yesterday is that it bought during Asia, went all the way through this, pulled back a little bit and then did another buy, right? So this is basically the buyer I want to buy with. Now again, as we've discussed in the course, if if the bigger player buys, he's going to want to attempt to make a higher high. If he fails, that's a different story. But the attempt needs to be there. Unfortunately, I could not be in on this trade. The reason why is because let's just get rid of the replay and um, let's dig right into it. Okay, so first of all, I was reading the pullbacks on 15 minutes, and then what got me really scared was this sell that happened pretty quickly, right? At this point in time, I deemed this trade as mm, it's not working out as it was supposed to, and because the sellers came in pretty strong, although it's still inside this buyer that I was interested in buying with, but came down pretty strong. First red flag for me. I personally, do not like this kind of stuff. But then the buyer started to come back as around New York Open. A little before New York Open, the price started to come back. If you take a look at a lower time frame, um, the buyer came back with strength. So this is the seller that got me afraid. And then the buyer came back with strength, went through this, held, and then put in higher highs and higher lows, right? But now, if, in hindsight, there is an entry here because if you take a look at this area, right? This is where all the selling. Let me just quickly get rid of all the brushes. I do not want the video to go for much longer, but needs to be a little clear. So let's just get rid of the brushes real quickly and then let's talk about this one more time. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is basically, this was the sell that got me afraid, and then this seller tried to sell, couldn't sell, tried to sell again, couldn't sell, and in the process of trying to sell, this is where the last bit of selling happened. If you mark this and drag this out, in hindsight there was an entry on this, but the entry was about 5 hours after the New York Open, and I do not trade it this time. Just don't. Um, I want to be in on a trade within the first 2 or 3 hours of any session that opens, so be it London, be it New York. So at this point in time, I wasn't in front of the charts. I was actually getting ready for bed. Again, message one of my students that I'm looks like the price is gonna go now, but I'm in bed now. Anyway, so there was an entry on this later during the day, and then there were FOMC meeting minutes that pushed the markets higher. Dollar got weak, so this, right? 12 my time, and then this is 12 my time. So the price just shot down and went all the way back up, and then pulled back and kept continuing to go. Now, at this point in time, still interested in buys on euro dollar, but we got to see the price break through this now. As we break through this, hold on. As we break through this and then we pull back something like this, there's dollar news later tonight during New York, initial jobless claims and global US manufacturing PMI. So this could move the markets. But before that, I'm not really sure what it wants to do, although the targets on this are clearly at least up till here, at least up till here, if not all the way up to there. Because if you take a look at daily, there's nothing stopping us to the left side, right? There's no supply that could push the markets lower. We've pushed through the supplies, basically this area where this was the sell that happened that we talked about on the lower time frame, and then the buys took that sell over. So at least till here, if not all the way, and longer period of time, who knows where the price goes. So standing by to see what happens on this, but gotta see the price go through this and then pull back for another push to the upside. Pretty much about it. Cheers.